All right, I'm ready to set a scene. Let's do this quick intro. Welcome back, everybody, to the Natty 19 podcast. We're doing Salem, 1692. This is the second part of that Fiasco playthrough tonight.
Who's it by? Who does this
playthrough? Yeah, this is written by Lillian Cohen Moore and Logan Bonner.
Props to Lillian and Logan.
Yeah.
I like the alliteration there. Very nice.
And then, so tonight, the crew, so we got Jonathan Marshall.
Yo.
Irame Finvane.
Hello.
A.K.A. Christy Lee. Christy Lee Marshall, Charlie Marshall, and James Swain. After the new year dawned in 1692, strange afflictions have beset many of the young girls in Salem. Thought to be the preconscious nonsense of children, they now suffer episodes of violence and terrifying abuse at the hands of unseen forces. Their forbidden games have brought this onslaught, and they have learned them at the hands of their very neighbors and servants. 1692 will be a year of misery and death for all of Salem Village. Now we ended last episode with the tilt, and so the tilt is mayhem, a dangerous animal on the loose, and guilt. Someone's gonna panic. Christy, do you want to do a recap?
I can try it out. All right.
I don't really have anything prepped, but sure.
I don't actually. This is going to be very difficult to read because it's just my notes. So essentially, Act 1 reveals that this newly formed New England town has two warring families, the Putnams and the Porters. The two families seem to be squabbling over a property up on Witch Hill.
Witch Hill?
You prick. But strange happenings in the town are raising suspicion, and nobody knows who is truly responsible yet. Could it be the Putnams? Could it be the Porters?
Probably the Porters. Those dirty Porters.
Could be someone else entirely as well. We're all just kind of caught in the middle of it.
The young peck.
A grimoire found in the Putnam Library may hold the answers to what ails this small town.
And setting the first scene will be James Swain. There's only two. Each of us only get two scenes left in the game.
What is going to happen?
So this scene opens up, and it's like a hot summer day.
Ooh, a little fast.
You hear, not
rewind.
quite. And you hear a woman calling, Atticus, honey, it's time to come in. And Atticus hops down out of a tree and runs up the steps of the house, and the door creaks and closes, and she sits him down and says, Atticus, your sister's gone. She succumbed to the illness. And then it kind of fades out, and they're packing up the house and moving, as you can assume, heading north to Salem. And then so now this scene opens up, and it's going to involve the Andrew Flanagan and myself, Atticus Peck. And Andrew is up at Witch Hill. He's watching the house.
Which
I know. It's good. So the house is actually halfway constructed now. So it is a bit in the future here. So maybe a month or two.
Interesting.
So it's late, right? And you're doing the night watch up there. Maybe they've been constructing all day, and you're just up checking it out. And then bursting out of the bushes is Atticus, and he has a child over his shoulder.
Whoa.
Probably like an 8-year-old girl, and he's coming towards you, and he's breathing heavy.
For God damn it, don't let this little bastard come to me.
Mr. Flanagan, I don't know where to go or who to go to, but I need help.
Is there anybody else around?
No,
Okay.
I need help. And he comes up and he gently lays the girl down. And yeah, what do you do?
Damn, lad, what'd you come to me for? I know I've helped you out of a couple of binds, but this is a little much, don't you think? What's the matter with this girl?
Well, as you bend down and start checking her out, you can tell she's still breathing, and she just seems unconscious. And Atticus, once he puts her down, he gets up and he starts pacing, and he seems to be panicking a little. And
I think she's going to live.
The voices, Andrew. They told me I need to get her. That I need to grab little Julie here. I did it with my mind, Andrew.
What are you talking about?
He steps back and he looks down at the girl and focuses really hard, and she just starts to lift off the ground a little.
Whoa, easy there, lad. Set her down now. And you notice he kind of adjusts the rifle that he's been holding to guard the building, just to make sure it's a little more at the ready. Now you listen here. You've been messing around with that book, haven't you? That grimoire.
You're voting down?
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Where do you... Oh, I guess it's down then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Messing around with the book. I only looked at it that one time.
I told your son, bury that thing. Now look what you've done. You expect me to cover this up for you?
And then, as he says that, the little girl just eyes shoot open, and she just starts screaming.
There, lass. And Andrew steps between the little girl and Peck.
And the girl's body falls to the ground, but she's clawing at herself and pulling at her hair. And then you look at Atticus Peck, and his face is contorted.
Now you listen here, lad. I'm giving you a head start, but I'm going to take this girl to town.
He takes a step back, and then he turns his focus at Andrew Flanagan.
It's the best I can do, lad. Don't do anything stupid.
And he starts to feel like a burning sensation in the back of his brain. And it's like he hears 1,000 wailing voices enter his mind.
I'm telling you, I'm giving you a head start.
He slowly backs off until he gets to the tree line, and then he cuts loose and books. And that's the end of the scene.
Yep, I guess you'd see Angie Flanagan trying to calm the girl down as it fades out. Picturing a drone shot.
Yeah.
It's going up in the air.
I wanted to try to involve these little girls somehow, but
That was a good
these
move.
other girls, yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was tough, though, having it work against you, how that was going to play out, I guess.
I don't know. I was trying to get you to shoot me.
Oh, really? Really?
Well, he didn't shoot you, so.
No, I figured I'd give you... I need you for my fall guy.
Yeah, you get one more round too, right?
Yeah, you didn't have to shoot to kill. You could just harmed him.
Andrew always shoots the kill.
Don't fire unless somebody...
So I was trying to cover the panicking from the tilt there a little, but he also could be the dangerous animal on the loose at this point too.
Yes. Well, that's what's... So I'm going to open my scene. My scene's going to open with Atticus running through the woods. Just losing it over what just happened to him. He's there's foam in the corners of his mouth. He's scared. He's supposed to be headed towards town, but that's not where he's headed. He's just headed somewhere into the woods, chaotically. And when he hits a clearing, there in the clearing stands Agatha Porter.
Agatha! Mrs. Porter!
Atticus falls to his knees in front of Agatha, and Agatha reaches down to pet his head. It is okay, Atticus. All this time. I thought that the key was someone naturally born of sin. So I thought women who ate the apple in the Garden of Eden, who created sin. But I was wrong. It wasn't women. It was you, Atticus, born a bastard, born of sin.
He looks up at her. What the fuck are you talking about?
You will move us forward, Atticus. You will move us forward into a new age where your family and my family will prosper here in this new land.
Did you make me hurt that little girl?
I did not make you do anything, Atticus. Your exposure to the book gave you the powers you need to move forward. You can use them how you choose. I'm sure the girl is fine. Where is she now?
I'm voting good.
I didn't know what to do, so I took her to Andy. I thought he's always looked out for me. I thought he would help me.
Don't be confused, Atticus. The power here does not lie where people think it lies. There is only one true religion here, and that is power. And that power is ours now. Run to town. Tell them to storm the Witch Hill property and see what is happening there now.
Tell who?
Everyone, run through the streets, and she'll send Atticus into town to tell people to run to Witch Hill, where they will find minions of the Putnam family engaging in witchcraft.
Ooh, I like it. Yeah. Oh, you got good too. So yeah, I guess Atticus gets up and lumbers off into the woods. And like when he gets right to the tree line again, he looks back and sees her in like the moonlight, and he just nods his head. Like the camera zooms in, he nods his head, then cracks like a wicked smile. Runs full speed towards town.
All right, wow.
My, how the tables have turned. Again.
Oh boy.
What the fuck is going on now?
I think I'm gonna choose a resolve for a good.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So you
I forgot
choose
you
the
could do
resolve.
God damn it.
Yeah, but
So
this
we're going to
could-
come up with a scene, yeah.
Who's
I got-
going to come up with the scene?
I got two whites. I want to keep.
All
I
right,
want
so-
another one.
Oh.
He's playing to
I
win.
never strategically do it using my dice. Like an idiot.
Well, that affects
All right.
the end, right?
It does. It
It's
affects
super
your aftermath.
important. I should pay way more attention to it.
So
So you
what
have
have
to-
we going on? What have we got going on?
Atticus running towards town.
Right.
About to fuck your family up.
Yeah,
You're under
So-
threat,
potentially.
potentially.
Yeah, because he's going to send everyone up there, and they will find Andrew with that girl who's like freaking out
Convulsing
and
and
convulsing.
Being
and-
all fucking
How does the resolve
exorcisty.
work?
So we set the scene for you, and then it still plays. You still have to play it out, but
Yeah.
because you chose good,
It'll
or you
be-
could even wait and then say what you choose depending on what your fancy is at the time.
Yeah, I think you better do that. Just in case, because you never know what scene we're going to pull up for you right now.
Well, either way, it's going to be good, right?
I guess. Yeah, we can.
If he wants
spin
it good, yeah.
Yeah.
So it could be that. Could it be the bustle of what's going on, like in the town, and then he kind of hears what's going on, or does the constable show up at his place, or does he hear wind that a posse's going up to the hill, or like how do we want to?
I like all of that. I don't know. I'm maybe.
Oh, you're cutting out.
Yeah, I know. I didn't mean to touch that. Maybe Atticus runs through town, is yelling for everyone to go to the hill, and now this scene is the constable.
Or maybe Emmanuel already has the constable. Maybe he already fucking warned the constable that Agatha was up to no good.
The scene could be the constable showing up to
tells his men to arrest Agatha.
Or that just the constable showing up to get Emmanuel. The constable shows up to talk to Emmanuel. We don't know why, but you hear all the commotion going on, and then you carry the scene from there.
Yeah, okay.
And then
who's going to be the constable?
I'll do it if you don't want to do it.
I don't think I want to do it.
All right, I'll do it.
All right.
Yeah, so there's a bustle going on outside. People are starting to talk, murmur. You hear shouts, like it's muffled because you're in one of your offices. You know
what's going on at Witch Hill?
Am I going to be up at the manor, up at the Witch Hill?
No.
Okay.
And then you hear a knock at the door.
Come in, yes.
And you see Constable Edwards
and his deputy, Jonathan Smith.
John Smith.
The constable looks like a healthy, strapping, middle-aged guy. Looks like he's put in a few hard days' worth of labor in his life.
Ah, Edwards Smith. What can I do for you, fine gentleman?
Mr. Putnam?
Mr. Putnam. I don't know if you're aware of the commotion outside.
Emmanuel would then abruptly stand. No, I must have been... I'm balls deep in this work. I have been buried in work all evening. What is happening?
It appears there's been an event up at Witch Hill.
Have you been drinking again, Sheriff?
Witch Hill? The hill that I just bought?
That is correct, sir. And let me tell you something.
You're not you. You're not planning it.
That is correct, sir. And I'm afraid that the locals they're running away with some ideas.
I'll get my things at once.
I will escort you. My man and I will escort you up to the hill.
I appreciate that.
If you have any guns.
I've got many. I've given a lot out, but I still have many, young Smith.
Strap them on.
So I want you to level with me, Mr. Putnam.
Of course, and always. The Putnam family always levels with the customer. when required.
There's murmurings that your family is up to something nefarious up there.
I understand.
I would like your assurances that they are just rumors.
Of course. I can assure you, they are just rumors. I can assure you that they are just rumors. I am assuming that it's the Porter family that's spreading them.
Perhaps. We will find out. We'll get to the truth of the matter.
I appreciate that.
Is there a mob starting the form outside, maybe?
There's a crowd.
Well, it's going John's
See a
way,
couple
however he
torches.
wants it to go.
What was the deputy's name?
John Smith.
Young Smith.
Young Smith.
Yes, Constable.
The men we have guarding the gorilla cage.
This is going off the rails quick.
Just kidding. It was over. The scene was already over.
I was in for,
So
along
what
for
is
the
it?
ride.
Somebody else will have to introduce the
All right, how did
animal.
it conclude?
Well, I think
The gorilla cage has been busted loose.
We'll need all the men we can get.
It said
Pull them
you
off
could
of the
do it
gorilla
metaphorically, right?
Leave the gorilla cage unattended for now.
Someone taunted the monkey.
yeah, I think Dangerous Animal Pex kind of fell in that role. Like,
Okay.
possibly.
So it's
So how did it
Chuck's
end?
turn.
Actually, the assurances, and then you asked about the.
Did you gain the law enforcement's favor? Is that what
Absolutely.
the goal was?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, absolutely. My word is gold in this town. I mean, it's
Yeah. So my thought was that if it was that the good outcome was that the constable is sort of believing him.
Yeah, the law is on his side at this
Yeah.
point, essentially.
So the scene that I'm going to set is we're back up on Witch Hill, and Andrew Flanagan is trying to calm down and get some information from the young girl. Like she's not grilling her. He's just trying to get her to calm down, figure out what happened, and maybe try to get her to come back to town with him, not knowing that town is coming to. Anybody want to play the girl?
Yeah.
All right. Got a real girl to do this one.
we got a real life girl.
Real life one. All right, so maybe the first shot with the camera is like looking up, like from the girl's perspective up at Andrew Flanagan. Lass, can you hear me, Lass?
You're an 8-year-old girl named Julie.
I
think
know.
that's what I
I'm just
called
trying
her.
to decide if I'm actually the 8-year-old girl or if I'm fucking possessed.
Oh.
We
Feeling it.
all hear you.
Oh, for crying out loud! Why does this stuff land on my lap?
It's warm here.
That made me uncomfortable.
That's the point, Mr. Flanagan.
Andy steps back with his gun, with his rifle raised, like aiming at the 8-year-old girl. Now, I don't want to shoot you, lass. So if you're in there, I suggest you fight. You fight whatever evil they put inside you.
Let's see a good fight scene. Help me, I am in here. No, you're not.
He's gonna go Evil Dead.
Yes, I am. No, you're not.
The young girl, arms extend. Why would we leave? And she sits up.
What business have you with this girl?
No business. Just needed a change of scenery. The new world. It is that, isn't it, Mr. Flanagan?
But how do you know my name? Be ye of the devil, get back. I wish I'd gone to Sunday school. I don't want to hurt you.
Do you hear that, Mr. Flanagan?
He cocks his head with his ear to the wind.
I do believe that is an angry mob.
He starts to look panicky. Panic sets in his eyes. He looks like he's tensing his hands with the rifle, like he's not about to shoot, but maybe about to like smack her with the butt of it.
Oh, I'm gonna go.
Shoot me accused of murdering a child. Leave me alive accused of witchcraft.
It's up to you.
I don't
Good
know
or
which way he
bad?
wants it to go.
Good.
Wow.
He kind of like breathes heavy for a couple minutes, looking like he wants to hit her in the face with the butt of the rifle, and then he just kind of shakes his head and then darts off into the woods, same direction that Peck had gone. And the little girl just starts cackling, but she doesn't follow him. She's just sitting, cackling as the
Mob approaches.
yeah.
Where are you gonna take this one?
I don't know. I want to put us all in a scene. Testing. Is it still working? All right. So yeah, let's all be at Witch Hill, right?
Wow, it's gonna be a continuation scene, huh?
Wait.
So we leave it off with the mob approaching the girl, but no
Right.
ties to Flanagan.
So if Flanagan ran into the woods, he's probably running toward Miss Porter.
Okay.
And you were with the mob from the town.
Yeah. Well, I ran through town and then.
Or at least you stirred up the town. You could have gone anywhere from there. And
You're
Putnam's
with the
constable.
cops.
I'm with
Probably going to Witch Hill.
Yeah.
We're going to
So-
shut this down.
I can at least put us three in a scene, I think. We're back at that clearing. And you just happen to notice now this time it's full moon. So when you see the scene coming down across the full moon.
Nice.
And it's like Atticus and Flanagan just both come like bursting into the field at like the same time.
There you are, Peck.
Flanagan! What'd you do with the girl?
What did I do with the girl? What did you do with the girl? She's out of her bloody mind.
You know, this is all Putnam's fault. He's the one who started all this, Flanagan.
You're the one who dug that book up.
It's both your faults.
Flanagan
Playing
whips
with
his
the
head
books
around.
so haphazardly as children.
I should have known that dirty porter was behind this.
And
Shut
you,
your mouth,
Atticus,
Flanagan.
such a moldable young mind, and born of sin the way you are.
Why do you keep saying that about me?
Your father, have you ever met him, Atticus?
Lad, she's playing with your heart, pulling on those strings. You've always had a weak spot for the lady folk.
What about my father? You shut up, Flanagan. I don't know why I put you in this scene.
Flanagan raises his rifle and aims it at Miss Porter.
Ooh.
As he does that, Atticus gets in the way.
Step
So
aside,
he's
lad.
standing in between. Don't put the gun down.
I'm not going to hurt her. I just want to keep her here. Now step aside.
Agatha will smile and part her arms. And holding her arms open, she'll start to almost levitate across the field, the tips of her boots dragging grass and dirt mounds towards Flanagan.
Aye, she's a witch. Why can't you see it, lad? Step out of the way.
He's he's trying to like hold you back.
Me back or him back?
You back, I guess, if you're like floating towards him. Don't do it, Mrs. Porter.
I don't know where to go with this.
Please don't hurt anyone else.
It's where Swain wants it to go,
Right.
right?
Gonna
Nowhere.
vote bad.
Yeah, alright.
I am.
I think Atticus.
Yeah, I'll go bad.
Atticus.
Ooh, that'll give him. Oh shit! That'll give him a lot of red.
Yeah, that's a
That's
fail.
a lot of red.
That's a fail.
All right. He's trying to hold her back.
He said,
And,
please don't hurt anybody else.
Please, Mrs. Porter, don't hurt anybody else. And
Flanagan's struggling, trying to get Peck out of the way. Just let he could.
And I think a shot rings out.
Agatha's eyes widen.
We're gonna call that a scene, or
Sure.
go further.
Somebody's shot. I don't know who yet.
Doesn't it matter though? Because it ends how you want it to end.
Yeah.
It ends. It doesn't. He doesn't get what he wants.
Yeah, somebody's going to get
Oh.
hurt. I don't want anybody else to get hurt.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so then it goes to me.
This is your
Does.
last. This would be your last round. Your
That's not
scene.
cool. Now I got to decide if I'm dead or not.
You don't have to be dead.
Dude, the shot could have hit me. It could have been the cops getting to the clearing.
That's right.
It's just a shot went out.
We could. Yeah.
Okay.
Or you could just be wounded too.
Yeah. I
Didn't
just gotta
Atticus
think.
get a gun from Emmanuel? Maybe it's-
No, I didn't give Atticus no fucking gun. Disheveled little peck.
Shoveled his whole goddamn life. He ain't got no gun.
He ain't got no fucking gun. Kid is fucking unraveled.
Dangerous. We got 2 bad dies and 1 good die left in the pot. And looking around, looks like everyone's...
The last one is wild, so
Good.
mine could go either good or bad, no matter what's left.
Okay.
Could go to an aftermath scene too. Not an official
Yeah, no, I know what you
aftermath,
mean.
but you could next morning scene. You know.
I mean, technically, right, she could set up his scene up at Witch Hill, too, right? If she wanted to. It doesn't have to
as
involve her.
It does have to. She has to stand to.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
I know what my scene's going to be.
All right.
So the shot rang out. That's canon.
Yes.
Did it hit me? Okay. So, scene opens. Musket fired. Agatha's eyes widen. And she looks down at her torso. Hands still reached out to her sides. She begins to laugh. There's no blood.
You gonna give us a good cackle?
Andy had panicked and missed. She laughed. She laughed aloud. I don't know if I can do a mechanic. They sound like hysterical, right?
Cackle.
Give us a good cackle.
I can't cackle. You have to have the yee. You have to have the yee. You have to like that. Yeah. It's hard. It's hard.
Nice shot, Andrew.
Yeah.
You missed, sucker.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I hear the crowd gathering about Witch's Hill. I shall join them and console the sad children. And she sort of hovers by the two who are looking surprised at her.
One of us. One of us. And like 20 more children come out of the woods now. One of us. No.
Should we vote now to
You get
see whether or not to stop her?
I'm going to go good for her.
I'm going bad.
Oh.
Shit.
Aw.
That means I have to actually think about it.
Yeah.
All right, and you were on your way to.
I am cackling aloud at your attempt to destroy me and headed towards Witch Hill to console the sad children.
Yeah, I'll go good.
Let it happen.
Yeah.
All right. So entering the wood after the clearing, Agatha then comes to another clearing. It's the Witch Hill property. As she approaches, all the young children of her class gather round her and hide in her skirt, at her arm. She's carrying one, consoling the children who are worried about their peer. She looks to Putnam as he approaches with the mob of angry villagers, and she smiles.
And scene.
Oh shit! That's creepy.
Villainous.
This is my
This is
last
Porter.
one too.
Yeah, this is getting crazy.
So this is my last one.
Oh,
Your
yeah.
last one.
Yep.
I'm
Yours
done, I'm
yours
out.
is going to go bad, and mine will be wild, so you guys can still vote on it.
All right.
So, at the current moment, like, let's tie all this together. We have Agatha Porter is basically looks like a villain, right?
Right.
She's moving toward. She's got the children with her.
They're at Witch Hill.
They're at Witch Hill, so they're near. They're at least near the place that people are gathering, if not.
Yeah, they're there. Right.
Well, were other people around you when you had the children gathering? Like, was the public there?
Well, what I was imagining was Agatha was emerging kind of just slightly off path from the rest of the villagers. And as they were merging onto the scene of the young girl, the children were going to run from their parents and from the crowd to Agatha being their loving teacher, you know?
Like they're all
Okay.
like
And are you
hypnotized,
looking?
though, right?
Are
Yeah,
you looking innocent? And are you looking?
Oh, yeah,
like-
I'm looking very sweet, except for the smug smile
right.
I give
Okay.
to Putnam. Because even though I'm like this evil being, I'm actually I'm very politically driven.
Right,
It's
right. No,
almost
no,
like
no.
I'm using
No,
witchcraft
I was just
to
trying to
move
get
forward.
a clearer. I was just trying to get a clearer picture.
Yeah, so I'm just
So you're there where the crowd is, and the children came from the crowd, from their parents and stuff.
my hiding
And
under
you're
my
looking,
petticoat,
and you're
protecting
looking
them.
innocent,
Yep.
and the crowd is gathered round.
But for my smirk at Mr. Putnam.
Right. So, and so there is a girl there, like the 8-year-old
Yes.
girl, and I guess just to bring that back into the
Yeah.
realm
so,
of possibilities.
Yeah, everybody's encroaching on this scene of a girl acting possessed. Essentially, right?
But I guess we'll continue the scene. We're going to be up on Witch Hill. As far as who's going to be there, I guess everybody.
Nice.
That's
finally.
what you were looking for.
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Everybody's going to be there because
Yeah.
I can't imagine you guys are just going to let
Except
her
for
go in that
maybe
direction.
No, no,
Andy, who
well-
ran off.
Well, after we were I didn't run off.
Okay.
You kind of fled the scene.
You fled the scene.
They pursued you.
Like, it might have taken us a minute to get our
Yeah.
shit together, you know? Like, what the fuck? You know?
yeah.
But we'd
I
be
never
short
miss.
on your heels. Right. It must be some kind of witchcraft.
There, you see it, Constable. As I said, Agatha Porter, right where I told you she'd be. I knew she was behind this madness.
That's a serious accusation, Mr. Putnam.
Well, why else would she be up here?
Why else?
Agatha, why are you up here?
Why else would I be here? Atticus stormed the town, making quite a bit of stir. Said one of my students was in peril. Of course I'm here.
At this hour,
At the.
just so happens to be on the property that I procured before you could.
It just so happens that more than half the town is on the property you procured at this moment, Mr. Putnam.
Let us find out what happened to the girl.
Andrew, you have the look like you've seen the devil on you.
I don't know if you've heard the shot ring, but Miss Porter here, she did not come up from the town with these children. She fled the scene where we're at. Tell him
what, Andy?
Tell him what she's done, goddammit.
This isn't Mrs. Porter's fault. It was him. And he points at Emmanuel.
You
He's
listen.
the one. This is all his fault.
You listen here, Peck. If you know something, you better tell us.
What could anybody know but Julie here? Constable. Young Smith. Ask Julie who she first saw when she came to.
Now,
I
how
feel like
did you
this is
know?
violating the First Amendment?
Now, how did you know that she was unconscious? If you were just arriving yourself.
I'm not saying unconscious, but when she realized where she was, what was the face she recognized?
All right, settle down. Where's the girl? Does she have sound mind?
I'm right here. I saw his face.
There's certainly witchcraft afoot.
And the man you saw was Mr. Flanagan.
It was him. Over there.
Hi, it was me. She come running out of the woods with the young lad here, and Flanagan gestures to Peck. I was trying to help the lass.
That's not true.
Yes, ridiculous.
I came out of the woods.
Has been with me the whole time. Shut up, Atticus.
Everybody needs to calm down, all right? We can't have this going on outside of my property. A lot of money is invested in this place. Clearly, there is witchcraft afoot, and the only women here who could potentially be witches, as only women have been witches, is Agatha. Agatha Porter.
Little Julie, why don't you tell me what happened?
I think she's just possessed and cackling. You know what happened.
Well, until we can get this all settled out, I'm going to have to ask all of you to come with me.
I don't see why all of us would have to come with you, Agatha surrounded by children, we'll say. She clearly seems to know Flanagan.
Please,
she hasn't
Miss
pointed
Porter.
anybody else out.
Well, as far as what Emmanuel wants, there's two of them that have been laid out. His property, which could potentially get destroyed or burned down from the angry mob, or being unconvinced that the accusation that she's the witch.
Right. And he is unconvinced, so that's why he's trying to get everybody to.
Well, you ultimately get to finish out the scene, though.
Right.
So what happens?
So that's the constable's
Yeah,
request.
so Constable asks for everybody to meet down, and Agatha expresses that nobody should have to except for Mr. Flanagan.
Please, Miss Porter, just entertain me. I'm sure we'll get this all settled out.
I think as all this is going down, the mob is
Yeah.
getting riled up and angry and becoming, belligerent at this point.
Yeah, Atticus is egging him on. Burn it down! Burn down Witch Hill!
And pitchforks are up in the sky. They're shouting and yelling, and before long, we can barely hear each other as the mob tramples towards the manor. And amongst that trampling, we just get stormed. There's no telling what happens to us. We get trampled. I don't know.
Think about the children.
Madness ensues.
Madness
Panic.
ensues.
Panic ensues.
Children are screaming and trying to scramble out from underfoot of an angry mob.
So that sounds like a good place for the aftermath to pick up. But I've got a scene before the aftermath, so I might take it all the way back. I might take it all the way back to when we were children.
Ooh.
And we see a young Flanagan, and we see a young Putnam, and we're kind of ducked down and hiding behind some bushes, and we're spying on a young Miss Porter.
Ooh.
And the grimoire is in Putnam's hand. Emmanuel, there she is. What do you want to do to her?
I say we cast a love spell on her, make her fall in love with a toad.
Such a clever one. Yes, let's do that. And you see them like flipping the pages of the book open, looking for the spell. I'll go fetch a toad for you.
This is going to be so much fun.
And then the camera kind of shifts from the bushes, and then the focus goes out, and it kind of comes back in the distance. You see Flanagan approaching the young Miss Porter, Tabitha?
Agatha.
Agatha.
Tabitha would have been sweet.
Tabitha is also a good one for the role.
Andrew is approaching Agatha, and he like he has his palms out with a little toad, and he's talking to her, and you see Emmanuel in the bushes, kind of doing his thing with the grimoire, and then the camera sees
John Smith, deputy.
Young
the camera sees Agatha lean down and kissing the toad, and the boy's just cracking up laughing, and then her face turning really, really deep red, and they just keep teasing her and making fun of her. And then the scene comes back to the present, where all you could see is bodies moving around and just chaos, like the camera's down below, like trampling, and feet moving around and noises.
Are there flames?
And all the while, a calm Agatha.
Well, it's got to go bad.
Well, yeah, we don't know, because I think
Oh,
the
yeah.
aftermath is going to inform us. So I'm gonna have. Well, you guys could choose to give me a white die or a red die. I know it doesn't really direct the outcome of the scene because it was sort of like a flavor thing. Oh, there you go. That's a flavor, right? But it will affect my aftermath.
I'm going to vote bad.
Really?
Well, how does he want that to get? I don't know. Shit. I don't know what that.
So the more of the same color that you have,
Yeah,
the
it'll
better.
level out the score. How Flanagan's end.
Right. So yeah.
Down. Yeah, I want to crush Flanagan.
Crush it.
Wow.
He's like the most
And
innocent
Putnam.
person in the whole.
Agatha wants to
place.
crush.
Yeah, I feel like we were on a
Flanagan.
team and they were on a team. And that's like just how it worked out, right?
And Putnam.
Yeah, it was. All right. So what we do now to come up with the aftermath is we roll our dice and we subtract the lower number of one color from the higher number of the other.
I'm going to get destroyed. I have all reds.
So my
Oh, really?
Yeah. So yours is going to be high.
17 red.
All right. Let's take a look at the results table.
I got 7 white.
I've got 3 red.
I have an 8 white.
All right. Let's start with James.
All right, so what did I get? 17 red.
17 red. Awesome. Insanely great. You will emerge not only unscathed, but if there's a girl involved, she's dropping her drawers. All right. And you might even get rich off this caper. Who knows? Time for a new ride. That's based on like.
Yeah.
All right, so I get
Generalization.
my
Basically,
ending is going to be
everything is
awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Christy.
8
This is Agatha. 8. What color?
white.
Nothing to crow about. Not better, but not way worse either. Maybe the car is wrecked, or your spouse is leaving you, or there's a court date. But compared to some other people you know, ... So it's a little on the tentative side.
I got 7 white.
7 white. Weak. Hey, your busted beat broke down, but at least you've learned a lesson about human greed and frailty. It'll serve you well in prison, which is where you are probably headed.
Wow.
Whoa,
shit
yeah, I
turned
mean, it
bad.
makes sense, all that shit going down on fucking
And I have
Putnam
3
Hill.
black. Harsh. Shit in a bag harsh. A lifetime of medication harsh. A big black
Flanagan
cloud
makes it
of
rough.
hurt is going to rain all over you.
That's what you get for giving me that frog, motherfucker.
The things you need to happen are not going to. Simple as that. And actually, my need was to clear my name by tarnishing somebody else.
You failed.
So when we
Or
go
did he?
around, well, you paint the aftermath scene, and it's just a brief scene. I don't know if you
Right.
remember this from before. For your character based on that outcome.
Now, you guys want me to start with this?
Yeah.
So, can I finish that scene of what was happening there?
Yeah, it's
Or-
real brief. It's not something that
It's a
we
brief
interact with.
synopsis
It's
of-
supposed to show the audience how you come out of things.
Like a
Right.
final shot.
Yeah. Witch Hill is burning down to the ground, and I think the constable is pulling you off, pulling off Emmanuel, putting him in cuffs, and they're putting the cuffs on him, and Flanagan is like, you can't do this. All right, lads, you can't do this. You can't do this. And Atticus is smiling, and Agatha, they're just like looking at each other, smiling, nodding. I don't know. I feel like that's like the best option for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could do a future scene too. Well, that's what I planned on doing.
I'm doing a.
I'm doing a future. Slight future.
I'm doing a slight future as well. All right. So the commotion has died down. Putnam is facing charges. And Agatha is at the front of her classroom. Unusually aged. Thick strand of gray hair is centered on her forehead. In her pulled back updo. She's wrinkled beyond her age, a bit tired looking. But she's smiling as she looks upon young Atticus, scribbling runes on the chalkboard. And as he walks back to his desk, she sways by the chalkboard using her dress and shoe to disguise the hoof marks that exist where Atticus stood. And then she calls the next child forward.
Did you hit that, lad?
Emmanuel will be sitting in the jail cell, the same cell that he had posted bail, that Andrew was sitting in when he posted bail, and he's looking out the barred window up top of Witch Hill at the newly constructed school with the porter name, the porter sign out front.
Nice.
And it says Porter's School of the Gifted.
The same camera, still looking out the prison window, the jail window, kind of shifts and moves across the town, and then you see at the gallows, you see Flanagan being led up to a rope, and in the crowd, looking a little embarrassed, is Peck, but Agatha and Julie like cheering and smiling, and people are throwing rotten vegetables at him, and they're just loving it. And he gets led up to the rope, and the screen goes black.
Yeah. The credits roll. Oh shit, what a dark little movie. I hate that movie.
You hate it. There's a lot of love in Flanagan.
On the couch, you want to sit and hang out?
Let's go home. You got the old duck butt haircut.
Duck butt.
It's appropriate.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it is.
I like that.
Yeah.
Ducktail.
Yeah.
What's the theme song to DuckTales?
DuckTales.
Woo!
Every time he comes in the room, we should all woo.
I like it.
And his name is Ducky.
It's very appropriate. Overreact to, I don't know, a steak not being done right, or a store being closed, or whatever.
I get pissed off at the co-op because they fuck my sandwich up every goddamn time I go there. I'm like,
that's
it's
one
fucking
thing.
Written on a piece of paper right in front of your goddamn ass.
Yeah, that's one thing.
In front of all of us. It's on a fucking chalkboard at the co-op.
I'm like, dude, if you want, I can get back there and literally.
I have ordered.
It's right there.
Right, I have ordered their item on the.
Yeah,
without any
and there's a whole
adjustment.
description and shit, and they fuck it up. Yeah, I've done that too.